We're going to do an energy update. It's August 10th, 2023. I have, for the first time ever, literally been trying to make this video for 2 days. And I keep trying, and I'm like, nope, I either get interrupted or it just doesn't feel right. So instead of everything that I wanted to bring forward, I am going to share a personal experience that I'm going through, how that's connected to what you're enduring. And then I've got my cards here, and we're going to pull some thoughts towards, or sorry, oh my God, I can't even right now, right? We're going to pull cards and direction through all the collective energy about what's coming up for us. So you're going to be able to pick which one works for you. So here's what we're going through. August is a month of transformation, okay? It is a month of owning your power. It is a month of owning your divine gender. It is a month of what the F do you need to figure out in order to arrive in your highest timeline? And so we're being pushed a little bit. We're having discomfort come up through the body. We're having stagnation. We're having confusion. We're having, I can't tell the difference between my ego and my soul. We're experiencing that to some degree. It might be minute or it might be huge. So I'm going to share what I'm going through. I shared it with my mentor group, actually. And it turns out a few of us are experiencing something similar. So, okay. Over the last year, I have a knowing, like downloads knowing, just my body needs to be stronger. My body desires to be stronger for whatever the hell's coming up in September, which I'll be doing that forecast very soon, by the way. So I've been working out. I've been getting strong. I've been working on my flexibility, all of those things. And I quite enjoy it. It's always been a part of my life on and off. But anyway, side note, my body is very comfortable at the weight it's at, or the weight it was at. Anyways, I'm down about 12 pounds. I never really cared to make it anything other. And it was just super, super comfortable there. And here I am 2 years away from my wedding. And my ego was like, oh, how are you going to feel in a dress? I hate dresses. I might not wear them. We'll see. And maybe we should create a whole transformation. Like, so I've been thinking about growing out my undercut because I've had a shaved head for a long time. So I made the decision to cut my hair off and do that. That's that transformation piece. A lot of my friends are getting tattoos, by the way, or piercings. Like we're all transforming something physical right now, or desiring to, or changing the way we do our makeup, or who knows, right? So I've kind of gone through this journey of, okay, let's grow the undercut. I have this vision of what I would like that experience to be and how I want to feel on that day. And so I'm like, okay, so I want to navigate that, which if my body wants to drop a little bit of weight, I've never really cared before, but what do you want? So I had a deep conversation with my body. And turns out my body is like, you know what? We've been holding on to something, and that's why we're comfortable where we are. We don't want to bury that. So it's going to be really personal. But for those of you who follow me for a long time, I go there. So here we go. So I was like, oh, so I was like, all right, let's let's allow that then. I want you to shine. This has been sort of surfacing for a few months. So I decided I was going to go on a journey of let's see what works for you. So I picked a particular style of eating. I don't believe in restriction or diet at all. Yeah. And I was like, okay, let's try this lifestyle of eating and see how you respond to that. And we'll go from there. And we'll continue working out. We'll throw in more yoga, more flexibility for the divine feminine energy so that I'm not too leaning into the masculine. Away we went. And so I'm about a month into that right now. 12 pounds within 3 weeks. Boom, gone. And then all of a sudden, the weight that I've gotten to, the lowest weight that I've gotten to right now, is the same weight I was when I went through a very traumatic situation in my life. So this is where it's TMI. I was dating a very unkind, very evil man, is how I'm going to put it. I don't normally label things like that, but just a monster of a human. Unknowingly, there's all the love bombing, all the things, right? Let's not get into too much of that. When we started dating, I was very lean and very fit, and I was into bodybuilding. So I was about a size 2, maybe. And I ended up getting very unwell, experienced some disharmony and cancer in my body. gained an excessive amount of weight in a very short amount of time. Also went through a nervous breakdown with my career, had to take a little bit of time off work to recalibrate, to heal, but also all of that. In the same timeline, my one of my caregivers, without pointing fingers, ran away from me for the very last time. And a very deep, beautiful woman who I loved tremendously showed and demonstrated her true colors and ran away from me as well. All well in the process of a week and me finding out that I had cancer. And that was a lot of heavy shit to go through at once. Because of this unkind man and the comments towards my weight gain and me being unattractive and me being too masculine and him threatening my son that he would harm him and all of the shit, right? In a conversation, this fine species of a human made a statement that I was never allowed to cut my hair. So I went to the bathroom and I shaved my fucking head. I was like, tell me what to do. This is also when I gained weight. So then my social circle, not knowing, because I keep all of my disharmonies to myself, they don't matter. It is just an experience for me to heal through. The world doesn't need to add to it for me. So don't put it on social media. Don't put it out there. That was the lesson I learned the hard way. I don't want anyone else's energy adding to my situation, my experience. So I hadn't shared what I was going through. So all of a sudden I'm heavier. My hair's shorter and I have very long curly hair before that. And I'm a little off. And so the comments start coming in from my peer group of, are you doing okay? Like your hair looked, with your weight gain, your hair looked way better longer. Like, what made you do that? Or maybe you should consider losing weight again if you're going to wear your hair like that. Like, you usually got a nice square jaw and you're like, what's going on? All intended out of love. So don't go in the comments. I don't want to see any comments about like people shouldn't blah, blah, blah. It's whatever. I don't care. It happens, right? Nobody's perfect. So moving through that, I lost tremendously my divine feminine power completely, depleted, drained, abandoned, abused. Like my world fell apart and I lost my divine feminine power. So, leading into the decision now of chopping off my hair, I knew very strongly that it was going to challenge my divine feminine. It was going to challenge how I hold and honor that. So I signed up for a lesson and I knew that's what I was going into. Again, I'm extra, so you don't have to be at all. So cut it off yesterday. Been playing with it, hating it, mad over it. It's hair, it grows back. I normally don't care, but holy man. So this morning I was like, I threw some purple into it. I flat ironed it. I was like, I don't know, what do I need to do to embrace this? And I sat outside this morning processing with my mentor group, the mentor group that's running right now. They're amazing. I can't wait to launch them. And then it hit me. I was sitting there listening to music, trying to lift my vibe up. I had a shitty day yesterday. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And I was just like, okay, body, what do you want? What do you need right now? And it was like, stop hurting me. And I was like, how am I hurting you? And then it turned into, well, what story are you telling? Then it turned into, you're not allowing me to flow. And then I realized that I've been hitting the gym and building muscle, like whatever, it's happening. You may not see it, it's happening. I've been focusing on the masculine workouts far more than the feminine ones because I've got a goal, right? And my ego is like, oh, we've got a goal. Like, let's get to this visualization of what we want to experience. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's gonna be awesome. And I'm an all or nothing kind of girl. So away I went. And what's funny is my fiance and I go dancing like once a week, usually. The last time we went dancing, which was a week ago, which was right when I hit the lowest that I've been. So I hit the lowest I've been, and I'm like, I know that the stuff with that piece of shit I dated, there's my ego for you. I know, don't judge, whatever. I have an ego, okay? The unkind individual, I wondered if that would surface at that low weight because your body will hide things under a certain weight. And then as you lose that weight, it exposes the stuff that's hidden, right? And so I've been able to maintain that weight. No problem. My body loves being there, but it turns out my body didn't love being there. It was just harboring that, which we all know, but this felt very different for me. So going through, went dancing with my partner. I always have a fun time. I feel very sensual. I feel very feminine. I feel very sexy. Like, oh, it's so good. But I didn't. And here I am at the lowest I've been in probably a decade in my weight where I should be celebrating, technically, according to my ego. And I saw myself comparing to younger girls, to women dressed in very provocative clothing. And I was like, what is going on with me? Like, this is bizarre because I'd hit that lowest weight, 1 pound away from the heightened piece of the abuse from that man. 1 pound. And so it was coming up. And when I cut off my hair yesterday, it triggered off that whole situation. And I didn't know what was going on. I just felt miserable yesterday. And then this morning it surfaced. It was like, do you know how much you're carrying right now? Because like I'm a curvy girl. I'm actually carrying quite a bit of extra weight. And so my body's like, do you know how much I'm carrying for you right now? And then the most beautiful thing happened. I went, sat on my couch, listening to music, sent out, let my brain be no thing. And that man, that caregiver, that woman that I loved that I'm talking about, I'm not going to point fingers to, my other caregiver, I've had many caregivers, the ones that really harmed me, all show up in my living room. And my then self, so this is 10 years ago, so 34-year-old self, walked in and she was like, let me hand this over to you. And so she kept filling up grocery bags and being like, that's yours, that's yours, that's yours. She's literally just pulling it off of herself and slamming it in the bag and being like, that's for you, that's for you, that's for you, that's for you. Fiery, very feminine, very powerful. And then she sat and merged with me. And then I was sitting there and I was like, take it. You gave that to me. You take it. It's not mine anymore. It's over. And so I let them carry, they had to lug it out of my living room. One by one, I watched them leave, dragging this pain that they offered. I realized that there's some tweaking to how I'm verbing, like putting this into words for you, but I'm just trying to make it simple. So it liberated me. And all of a sudden, I felt my divine feminine explode through me and take over. And then it just kept expanding. And it was the most incredible experience. So the reason I'm sharing that right now and being vulnerable with you right now, we are all transforming in some way like that. We are all transmuting energy within us. We are all discovering, what have I unknowingly been holding on to that I don't need moving forward? And mine was allowing my divine feminine to be pulled away from me. And it hasn't been pulled away from me for years and years and years and years and years. I've been owning her, but I owned her with that little bit hiding, and I owned my body. I love my body. I don't care that it's the weight it is. It doesn't matter to me. But my body was like, I'm ready to like not do this anymore. I'm ready to let go and shine a little bit more. Not to society standards of beauty. Don't come at me like that. It just wants to shine. So where do you want to shine? I want you to take time this week. It is the 10th of August. We have massive energy coming forward. So let's figure out what the collective are asking for you, because we're all letting go of some, guys. All right. Let me make some space. Okay, I want you to center in. I can feel some love coming through, guys. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, you're gonna ground, center. I want you to pick what resonates with you. 1, 2, or 3. A combination? Is it a progression? Is it all of the above? What is it? Whatever comes to mind first is the right answer. Okay. All right. There's an overall theme, and then I'm going to go through 1, 2, 3 for you. I'm just going to show you. It's bold step forward. I don't normally look at the words, but that's what I'm seeing. When I see this card, it's like step into your power, step into your light, step into your divine gender. We all have divine masculine and feminine within us. Your divine gender is what you were born with, not the body parts necessarily, although that can denote to it, can add more to it, but what do you feel within you? Are you the feminine or the masculine? Um, yeah, I was going to add something, but I'm not going to. Anyway, we're stepping into our divine gender. We're stepping into power. We are stepping into newness. What we are about to embark on, we will not be coming back from. We are having massive transformation. There is no going back after August. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. You're divinely protected. It is a beautiful, good thing. But who you are, you're going to transform drastically, whether you know it or not, whether it's subconscious or conscious, whether externally or internally or all of the above, you are transforming, and it is happening by the end of this month. The full moon is on the 30th of, it's a super full moon, and I think it's a blue super full moon on the 30th of August. That's when the door closes. So we've got this big gateway that happened with the first full moon. And now we're moving into that, and we're not quite halfway through that process, but we're on our way. So let's let the transformation really take place. Okay. I want you to dive in. I want you to take the time like I did today to be like, what's going on in there? I don't want you to be naive enough to say, I've done my healing. It's good. I've already done it. I'm great. Bullshit. The healing journey never ends, ever ends. It is consistent the way your growth is. And as you become a newer, higher vibration of yourself, there is things that go. So it's whether you want to call it healing, evolution, awakening, I don't care. It's a never ending journey. Let's drop into the messaging. We're going to start with number one. As above, so below is the messaging I'm getting. I'll just show you the cards. It doesn't, you take what you want from it. It doesn't matter. Um, as above, so below is what I'm hearing. So what I'm hearing for number ones is for you to really capitalize on this transformative energy. It is not just about the awakening process. This is a mistake I see in fourth dimensional consciousness all the time, where it's like all about the spiritual, all about the ascension, all about the meditation, all about the woo woo, fluffy love and light stuff. Nope. This is what's inside as well. So we want to make sure that the upper chakra system is equally matched with the lower chakra system. There's 7 main medallions: throat, third eye, crown, your spiritual essence, your heart is your mixing pot. Then you've got your navel sacral root. You want to imagine energy coming down. It's intention. Energy moving down through you, intention, Gaia energy moving up through you. Let it mix around in your heart and push it out into your electromagnetic field. Love, power, divine, your divine gender, your knowing, your trust, your truth. I deserve, I am capable, I am willing. You are moving into a massive, powerful space in your life. But in order to do that, you have really got to go into the depths of the being the same way I had to go through this morning. So if you're really being directed to what do I need to burn off? You already know it's surfacing for you. Memories that are coming up is a good hint. Conflict in your life. What is it making you feel? What is it triggering? What needs to go? I don't feel like this is a lack of healing, like lack of finances, lack of love, any of those things. I don't feel like it's blockages either. I feel like it's a wound that you have healed, you have moved through, that just wants to be delayered a little bit more. So this is going into your journal. This is spending time with your past selves. Go into the hardest timelines of your life. Talk to that version of yourself. Ask them, what are you going through? What do you need from me? Do you want to come spend time with me? Can you imagine within your mind that past version of yourself, them showing up at your front door, walking into your home and being like, show me around, like, where are we at? You're going to have some beautiful epiphanies with that. So journaling, that style of work is really going to work. I'm also hearing the you're going to be getting a lot of direction. There's a lot coming down in September, but I am hearing number ones, you're going to be feeling a little bit of like the movement that's about to happen with our water, like the ocean life. We're going to have some movement with that. I feel like you're feeling that. So that might invoke a little bit of emotion through the body. New moon's coming up. I think it's on the 16th. New moon on the 16th. That is going to be a very peak day of release, So anger, frustration, sadness, maybe even laughter, or like that, like, I can't even what is happening kind of energy. So move through that with as much grace as you can and hold on tight, but you're going to be fine. Um, yeah, you may be having hot flashes as symptoms, headaches, definitely, shoulder pain, upper neck pain as the energy is moving through you. You may be having wild dreams. You may be traveling in your dreams, not sleeping very well, or having just a really strong desire to go enjoy bed a little bit more. Those are some of your symptoms, and that's just things that are surfacing. Let's move into number twos. Holy shit. Number twos, you are experiencing a ridiculous amount of heightening in your intuition. Like I don't know what other word to use, astonishing amount of intuition lifting. Um, the displacement of energy that has just happened in Hawaii is really impacting you, actually. It's like a sacred portal. There's all these portals on the planet, and they're being sort of reshuffled. Um, and so we're going to see some changes in how the land. I'm trying to find a really loving way to say this, but Guy is just changing things up a little bit, and it's super sad and scary. I understand, but there is a plan to it. Um, so you're feeling that transition of the shuffling of the energetic portals on this planet. With that, you're going to have a tremendous amount of crown activation as well as third eye activation. So you might be feeling tension, eye pain, ringing in the ears, vertigo, dizzy, nauseated, famished, I was so hungry, and then I can't eat at all. Dehydration is a big thing as well, as what I'm hearing. So your symptoms are pretty strong, but you're really being activated to bring channeling and visions forward. So you're going to start channeling. When we start channeling, this is what it looks like. Often, not always. You will experience in your meditative state your body jerking, your hands kind of moving, your hands feeling like they're on backwards, your head possibly moving side to side, or your chin lifting up to open up the heart space. You're going to be feeling like someone's touching you. You're going to feel like you're being watched. In your meditations, your arms might start to move. It's quite the experience. It feels really weird and creaky. You might be being told to automatic write or start to channel love language, note to light language as well. Did I say love language or light language? Light language. The whole point of having light language come through you, heads up, I'm going to burst some bubbles right now, which you are not going to love. And I apologize in advance for how this is going to make you feel. The whole point of light language coming through you is to translate it into something that humanity can understand. So often, not always, often I see people broadcasting their light language all over frickin' TikTok. Um, and I read people instantly. So I'm not suggesting, I just want you to check in. When I see that, often they have a limiting belief on not being special enough, and they're really strongly desiring to be seen and loved and honored and fit in and feel important. That is such a harsh trigger, but that is unfortunately what's happening. So if you're channeling light language, it's beautiful. I love it. It's stunning and it has vibration to it, but you're actually being guided to translate it into something that's understandable. That's absolutely what's happening right now. So play around with that a little bit. Um, it takes some practice, but you'll figure it out. It's okay. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but that is what you're being directed to do right now. So star seeds that are channeling, you're being asked to channel it into what humanity can understand. You are also having blue avian energy very strongly working with you. The way like I was for a couple weeks there, we're moving on to something else right now, but the blue avian energy is very healing, nurturing, very lack of better word. You guys use the word karmic energy. So there's a connection of let us restore something for you. So they're really giving a lot of direction, loving, really working on that soul compass activation, which is actually right here, and directing you on what to bring forward for humanity. So hold the F on. You are going to be channeling like crazy. Um, very beautifully so. I am just getting this my own message of like I need to bring more of that here, which I'm super uncomfortable with. But anyways, we'll do that. Yeah. So pay attention. Start to automatic write as the light language is moving through you. You can write it down. If you're getting symbols, I want you to gaze at the symbols, and then I want you to automatic write in your language, whatever that is, whether it's English, French, I don't know, and start to see like what's the guidance, what's the direction, because they're speaking with you. All right, your telepathy is also going to go up drastically. So you might be feeling like, why do I understand what that plant's saying? Or you might have insects. This huge one that your telepathy is heightened is when insects start to be in your space a lot more than you probably desire them to. So you get like little bees, butterflies, dragonflies, flying creatures, birds, um, spiders showing up in your room, just insects all around or nature all around being like, hi. So they're wanting to communicate and work with you on your telepathic level. So that's happening as well. Weird. I know. Here we go. Number threes. Number three is you're going through a massive heart expansion. So you're very unique. This seems like three different styles of star seeds, to be honest. Um, there is a tremendous amount of heart activation, heart chakra activation happening for you. I talked in another video, there's three layers to heart chakras. So there's your heart chakra, your sacred heart chakra, your galactic heart chakra. I don't know what else to call it, but I just call it the galactic one. It doesn't actually matter. There's just this big thing that's connected into the matrix. Yours is being activated. It's going to feel like some intense back pain, chest pain, indigestion, like collarbone, like pain kind of in here. Like, why is this happening? Or pain kind of rating down like into the bicep a little bit, like from the shoulder, tension in here. It's going to feel like heart palpitations, possibly. I'm not a doctor. If you're feeling weird things, go get checked out. But probably nothing wrong. Heart palpitations, the sensation of phlegm in your throat or phlegm coming up when you're coughing, like a detoxing sort of happening. You might be feeling exuberant amounts of these moments of, so you know, these like little down moments where we're like, oh my God. And we have the other moments, like I saw a post on the other day, people called it something like a glimmer or whatever. But you might get these overwhelming moments of like, oh, I love my life. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Oh my God, I love this person. So you might get these little overloads over the next little bit as well, which are always fun. I love them. But with that, what I'm hearing for you to help regulate it and understand it is really connecting into the rhythm of your energetic body. So you're going to want to do a lot of work on your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual self, not just one or the other. Your transformation is energetic fully. Some of us are going through physical transformation, but you are really the whole energetic body. You're going to experience, my loves, not fun people coming into your life and being a little bit catty. You're going to be seeing very clearly people's true colors and intentions. So pay attention and trust your intuition. You're going to be having doors slammed shut. You're going to be getting in confrontation arguments. You're going to be watching people that you thought would be there forever leave your life, or you're going to be asking them to leave, or you might be the one leaving. This is closing doors, opening new ones. This is understanding how the four bodies work in sync, how they fuel each other. Your spiritual body is beautiful, right? It's always there. It's always alive. It's just learning to connect into it. Your mental body is your ego space. Your emotional body is your inner child, past self space, your frequency. And then your physical body is the aftermath. Your physical body usually follows the emotional body follows the mental. So get it in alignment. Start working on your mental thoughts. Take time for nurturing, take time for clarity, take time for restoring and nurturing. I said that already. And allow, there's going to be a lot of divine messaging that comes through around the 17th of August for you. So it's the 10th right now. You're going to be feeling that all the way to just after the new moon of cleaning up and letting things go. Please trust the process. Do not hold on to things that do not serve you. Do not fight the whys, the hows, the whens. Let it happen. And if you know you need to let go of something, fucking do it already. Get it done. Because we got big shit coming in. All of you have purpose. All of you are meant to create change in a beautiful way here. So it's time to honor that. It's time to step into that. And there is that. Yeah. All right. That seemed a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but here we are. I love you tremendously. I will be back in a little bit with the ascension process or the ascension series. I will get something done there for you. And I'm going to be getting the September forecast done as soon as I can. So you are loved. Please continue to remember that, own that, work on your balance and your restoration, continue to stay brave, bold, raw. I look forward to hearing your comments. Love you so much. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk soon. All right. Bye.